Good morning. It is beautiful outside this morning. It's gonna get up to like 87, so having the windows open is not in the cards, but right now it's a beautiful 60 something. So yep, I know that fall is coming because my tire pressure is like, hey, tire pressure low because it's been so much chillier these past few mornings. So unfortunately, I don't really have time today to stop, but I plan on running some errands tomorrow, so I'll stop. You know what cracks me up, right? I literally see people backing into parking spaces that you could literally just pull through. Why are you spending the extra energy and potential risk of hitting a car backing into a spot that you could just pull in forward to? That literally just happened. 2 spots next to me. They were backing into a spot and I just went around and pulled into the 1-2 spaces away. Work smarter, not harder. We have an interesting development here that I will tell you about when I'm in the car. Very interesting. We'll see how this goes. So let me briefly explain this situation. There is a new volunteer in one of the rooms who is probably in early middle school, who now likes to come in and I don't want to say mess with our stuff. Anyway, I didn't notice it last week, but I was sitting eating my bagel and she comes up to me and she's like, hi. She comes and like sits down like in the playhouse. And I was like, hi. I was like, are you in one of the rooms? And she was like, yeah. I was like, cool. She was like, so what are we doing today? And I was like, oh, you know, this is what we're doing. And then her mom comes by and is like, so-and-so, like we gotta go. And she's like, but I'm talking to her. And I was like, well, no, I'll see you in here. It was just very like strange because we don't really have people do that. Oh, she told me, she was like, your acting is A+. And I was like, thank you. And then she just kept sitting there. And so anyway, then her mom was like, we gotta go, whatever. And I was like, yeah, we'll see you in here. And then she was like, can I say something into the microphone? And I was like, I'm sorry, we're not allowed to do that. And then later, like a little bit later on, she was like, you have to say hi to me while you're on stage. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't, like, that's not really something like I'm able to do. It was very awkward, and I'm not doing a great job at like describing how it was awkward. But it was definitely a interesting situation. So we're now gonna kind of have to be careful because there's a lot of equipment and stuff in there that we can't have people around who don't understand it because stuff can break really easily. So we might have to get a lot more strict on kind of like, hey, if you're not Playhouse personnel, like you're not allowed in the Playhouse before or after the show, which kind of is a bummer, but it might just be what we have to do. It is about 5:20. I just have to share with you this experience that I had that just makes me laugh because it's being an adult. So I was already thinking, I was like, what am I gonna do for dinner? Like, I'm going to the store tomorrow, but I have stuff here. That's really just more for like snack stuff, and I need cat litter, but like actual food, I'm fine on right now. I could make a run to get more mozzarella sticks at Costco. Different story. Mostly though, like I have actual meal stuff, right? So I was like, well, like, no, like you're obviously not going to order something, you know, you have plenty of stuff here. What do you feel like having? So I walked over to the freezer. I was like, oh, I forgot I had this in here and it's still good. That's great. I'll make that. But I was kind of on the fence and I opened up the other side of my fridge that I just hadn't looked up in a while. And I went, oh, there's a thing of mac and cheese that I like, it's already fully cooked. You just have to heat it up, that I got from Aldi that I want to try. And I was like, I'm not going to make it tonight, but I'm so glad I have that. I was like, it was like a Christmas present. I was so excited to see it there. But anyway, yeah, I have just about an hour left of work. I've got plenty of things I have to do after work. The biggest of the big being cleaning my retainer, because it is gross and I am not putting that in my mouth. And then I have to watch another film or two, probably 2 for the film festival, especially because I didn't watch one yesterday. I might watch 3. And I got some emails I need to go through, and I need to eat, of course. And then I want to sit my butt down and read, but finally get back to reading these books. I took a bit of a break because I was rereading 2 books on my Kindle that I really like, and I hadn't gone through and bookmarked the parts of it that I liked. And I have done that for the second 2 books, and like half of the second one is when I started doing that. And so I was like, let me reread the first one and the second one so I know to like bookmark those parts, and I didn't do it the first time. But it will finally be Percy Jackson time once again. I definitely need snacks too, because the only thing I really have here is little things of Chex Mix, which is great, but I'm also trying to save some of those for rehearsals, so I don't want to be eating them all here while I'm home. And I literally just got up and I was like, well, I want something to time me over until dinner, and I was like, I don't really feel like blueberries right now. I had some of those earlier, and I'll have some with dinner, but I don't really want some right now because that doesn't really do much for you as like it by itself. I went to my fridge and I found the cookie dough that I have, that it's the cookie dough that is safe to eat on its own. It literally just says like unbaked, like it is safe to eat. It's with heat treated flour. And I was like, well, not the healthiest, but so yeah. I did just watch four more films. One of them totally touched my heart because it was like a 5-minute short that this girl did about her autistic brother and just their relationship and their friendship, and I loved it a lot. Genuinely, I think even without my like bias towards it, I think it was a lot of one of the better films that I've seen thus far, in terms of pacing and writing and storytelling ability and all of that. So that was really cool. So I've watched some films. I double checked with my 2 friends from work. We are still on. We're doing breakfast tomorrow morning, which is very exciting. It's going to be Labor Day, so that's interesting. We'll see how crowds are. But we're going to one of my favorite places, which is actually where we went last time, but that wasn't the original plan. That place was insanely crowded, so I suggested this other place, and so we're going back to my favorite place at 10 tomorrow, so I'm very excited for that. I'm not hungry yet. I did not take my vitamins this morning. Ha ha ha. So vitamins. I come into the office to see Olive laying on the little thing, looking very concerned out the window. What's wrong? She was looking out the window right here. And there is unfortunately a cicada that's just dying because, you know, it's getting closer to the end of summer. So they do that. She was like laying right there looking at it. And I was like, I know, I'm sorry. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? How do my cats disappear on me? Where are you? Honey, you can't get to him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Once again, going to bed later than I anticipated. But, oh, Nola's in here too. Yay. I love when this happens. I'm going to bed later than I anticipated, but I was reading, so sue me. Yes, going to bed. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. On social media, it's in the description. Love you all.